right. All right. Yes. All right. Thank the Lord for waking me up this morning. Amen. Amen. Yes, yes. Because somebody didn't wake up today. Yes. All right. Got to wash my face, brush my teeth, get my day started, make sure I pray, put God first, meditate. All right. Get the kids up, get them ready, make their lunch, iron their clothes. Okay, I should did that on Sunday. No, I should have made them do it. I need to stop trying to do everything. I just need to stop. Oh, my phone's ringing. Good morning. Yeah, hey, girl, what's up? Okay, yes, we talked about prioritizing mental health. Yeah, what time is the class? 6 o'clock? Girl, I'm in that thing, girl, yeah. All right, see you at 6. All right. Why did I tell her that I got to take the boys to basketball camp? My daughters need this. Oh, thank you. My daughter needs this at 6:30. Thank you. I just need to stop trying to do so much. You know what? I just need to remove the mask and keep it real. All right?
All right. All right.
We're gonna use it both. You're gonna use it both. Okay. All right, question. How many of you prioritize your mental health consistently by show of hands? All right, you can put your hands down. Did you know statistics show that 47% of women do not prioritize their mental health? They are dying at higher rates than men due to heart attacks, strokes, again, because they are not prioritizing their mental health. So that is why today we're going to talk about breaking chains of mass authenticity, because it's time to start normalizing the importance of prioritizing our mental health. So, first thing I want you to do is I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor to the right, and I need you to tell them, say, keep it real. Keep it real. Turn to the left, and I need you to tell them to remove the mask. Yes. All right. All right. If they don't want to remove the mask, we got to get away from them because they ain't trying to be real. All right. So when it comes to breaking chains, it's done in 3 steps. So number 1, you have to delegate and ask for help. So I want y'all to do that with me. Say, delegate. And ask for help. Let me see. I didn't see everybody. Ask for help. Yes. Number 2, you have to define your identity and your purpose. So I want y'all to do that. Define your identity and your purpose. And number 3, you have to determine the real you. So y'all snap with me. Say, determine the real. Yep. Yes. Love it, love it. All right, so before we get into the steps, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Y'all want to hear about me? Y'all want to hear? Yes. Okay, thank you. Nobody said no. Okay. So, born and raised, Dallas, Texas. Any Cowboy fans in here? No. I'm basketball. So I'll let y'all have y'all Cowboy thing. Y'all fine. Okay. So, born and raised, Dallas, Texas. Growing up in my family, I was the oldest in my family. Anybody in here was the oldest in their family? All right, y'all feel my pain. You always getting blamed for everything. Okay. You weren't even there and you're getting blamed for it. And so with that being said, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. You know, from all the cooking, the cleaning, to getting your siblings ready. And like I tell people all the time, it prepares you for the real world, but it oftentimes enables your younger siblings. So my mom, she always had a rule that when she asked you to do something, that you would stop what you were doing, you would do it. And the thing about that is when I became an adult, I would always do that. So when people asked me to do something, I would stop what I was doing and do it. But what I realized is that when I needed somebody to do something for me, there was what? Nowhere to be found. So I had to learn to make people wait. Let me hear you say, make people wait.
Make people wait.
Yes. So growing up, I endured a lot of mental and physical abuse at the hands of my mom. And one day, she had some chicken in the fridge. Her friend came over, and he ate the chicken. She looked in the fridge, didn't see a chicken. So who did she take it out on? Me. And I was used to taking beatings, but this one was different. I'll never forget my dad, he came in, he grabbed the belt out of her hand, and I just remember that day just telling myself, okay, if I ever have kids, I don't never want them to have to endure this. Because if this is love, this don't feel like love, it don't look like love. And my younger siblings, they weren't treated like this, so I just couldn't understand why. Until the day I found out that my dad that raised me was not my biological father. So then that's when I started to connect the pieces. Let me hear you say connect the pieces.
Connect the pieces.
Yes, but in this moment, I just felt like I didn't know who I was. I just felt lost. I just felt like I didn't know my self-worth. I'm literally going through an identity crisis. And life goes on, right? And so I asked my mom for questions, and y'all think she told the truth? No. But I said, okay. So that's when I became an investigator. But that's a story for another time. But living life, I turned 18, I left home, I didn't look back. I got a chance to meet my biological family, found that I had older siblings, and they lived right down the street. I was like, dang, we never even ran into each other at the grocery store. It was crazy. So things look like they're getting better. I'm 19, I go to driving school, and I find out I'm tangled up with the wrong people. Let me hear y'all say the wrong people. Yes, so now I'm 19, I'm pregnant. Now I've endured sexual abuse at the hands of my daughter's grandfather. And I'm like, wow, here I am. I was so eager to leave home when I turned 18, and I realized I found myself in another situation with different people, but the game remained the same. So I had to remember and realize and sit in that moment and realize that, you know what, if you don't deal with your trauma is going to deal with you. So I went off to college, working. In college I was known as the Walmart girl because I wasn't in class. I was at Walmart. And I took that gracefully. I was like, hey, y'all. But one day this lady walked in. She was a soldier, and I had never seen an African-American woman soldier. So when I looked at her, I was like, ooh, she can do it, I can too. And my life changed from there. I went off to basic training, went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, met some amazing people. And this is where I began to realize the importance for valuing your mental health. Like just getting the exposure, the experience, seeing people with straight jackets on, not being able to have shoestrings in their shoes for fear that they're going to do something to hurt themselves. Not being able to sleep in their bed with sheets because for fear that they're going to hang themselves in the middle of the night and commit suicide. And it just makes you realize, okay, you have to prioritize your mental health. So then I got hurt in basic training, had to come back home, finish college, which was good from that aspect. And I realized then, whether it was working in corporate America, working in the military, working in the field of education, that you have to value your own mental health, because nobody is going to care more about you than you. So Oprah Winfrey said, if you don't learn to fill up your cup first, others will run you dry. So I'm gonna say that again. Oprah Winfrey said, if you don't learn to fill up your cup first, others will run you dry. And we notice in our day-to-day interaction, when we're passing by people and people ask us how we're doing, most times people say what? Fine, good, right? Okay. But the reality of it is we gotta say, no, you know what, I'm not good. On my way here today, I literally yelling at the kids, telling me, I'm the wrong one, don't mess with me today. When I get in today, them chores better be done. Then we get out the car, hey y'all, how you doing? Good morning. I'm good, everything's good, great. But no, I'm not. My blood pressure high, like just unnecessary, right? Unnecessary. So we have to start, and that's why we're gonna talk about today, normalizing the importance of breaking chains of mass authenticity, keeping it real. So I want you to ask your neighbor, are you ready to keep it real?
Are you ready to keep it real?
All right. So who's listening? Step one, we have to do what?
Delegate.
Hello, delegate and ask for help. I didn't see y'all. You got to say delegate and ask for help. Yes. All right. So Steve Jobs said that empowering not only empowers you as a leader, but it also empowers your team. As a mental health professional, I talk to a lot of people who are running their households. And one thing about it is that they've been told a lot. They've been told that if they want something done right, they have to do it themselves. But the reality of it is that's not right. No one can do everything and do it well. So we have to learn to delegate. It's okay to get help. And how can we allow others to embrace the art or the passion that we have for something if we are not delegating and letting them help us? So whether it's the upkeep of the home, the upkeep of our business, everyone has to work together and delegate. So, but it starts with mentally letting go. We have to be able to mentally let go and realize and believe that we are telling them what to do. We're showing them what to do. Because some people believe that you can just tell people. No, you got to show people. So tell people, show people, and then you have to follow up. There is power in the follow-up. Let me hear y'all say there is power in the following up. Yes. Yes. Okay, so you have to follow up because the reality of it is if you don't, it just creates a cycle. Because once you told them to do it and they don't do it, how many times we tell our kids to do stuff, they don't do it. But at the end of the day, if you go right behind them and you do it, that's creating a cycle. Because they're going to be like, oh, mama do it. Your employee's going to say, she don't do it because she want it done right. No, we have to break the cycle. Let me hear you say, I'm breaking the cycle. Yes. Where's it? Breaking the cycle. Yes. And so that's the importance that we have to start there. So we have to tell them how to do it, show them, and then from there we have to go and follow up. So there's an activity that you guys have. It's a sheet of paper. Wave it in the air. Okay. That is your delegation brain dump map. Okay. And what I want you to do, because we have to remember we are not energizing bunnies. Okay. We have to learn to rest, but we have to also make sure that we are delegating and spending our time on the things that we need to spend our time on. Because you can never get your time back. So on this brain map, okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I want you to go through and circle everything that you do. We think about from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. I want you to circle everything that you do in a day's time. All right, 15 seconds. All right, 5 more seconds. All right, time is up. All right, so I want you to raise your hand if you have more items circled than uncircled on your paper. So you have more items that are circled than uncircled. Raise your hand. All right. All right. That means it is time for you to start delegating. I know some people didn't raise their hand. Y'all check your neighbor's paper, see if they telling the truth. I think somebody lying. All right, okay. Okay, good. All right, so we don't want to put nobody on the spot, right? All right, so what we want you to do now is I want you to ball their paper up. Ball it up. Ball it up, okay? So I'm going to count to 3. We're going to do it together. We're going to count to 3, and then you're going to throw it across the room, and I want you to scream as loud as you can the word delegate, all right? So everybody got the instructions? Ready. All right. So your paper should be balled up. All right, we see you? Okay. Everybody got the first step? Okay. All right, so let's count. 1, 2, 3. Delegate! Woo! I want y'all to say that again. Say delegate! Yes. Now I want y'all to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in. Release. Another deep breath in. And release. Give yourself a round of applause. Yes. You did it. That was the first step. The first step is you have to mentally let go. Because you've been told all your life that if I don't do it, it ain't going to get done right. Then you're going to burn yourself out. And that leads to exhaustion. So that's the first step. Mentally letting go. So now that goes to step 2. What is step 2? All right, y'all got to do it with me. Say define your identity and your purpose. That's right. So Psalm number 139 verse 14 says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made whole. And so when you know that, that means you can walk in your identity and your purpose. And you know who you are and you know whose you are. But the problem with that is if you don't know your passion, if you don't know what your purpose is in life, how can you walk and knowing that you're fearfully and wonderfully made whole. So some people at the age of 5, 12, they know what they want to be. They know they want to be a doctor. They know they want to be a lawyer. But some people don't know that. And that's why I've learned that you have to embrace the journey. Let me hear y'all say, embrace the journey. Embrace the journey. Yes. So I'll never forget, it was my junior year, getting ready to go into my senior year, and I just did not know what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be after high school. And I was talking to my grandmother. Her name was Venezuela. It's different. And she's no longer alive. She passed away from breast cancer. But one thing she would always tell me, she'd be like, ooh, Brittany, sure do love her grandmother. And she was like, just go be an entrepreneur. And I was like, okay, but still, I know my gift is to help people. But I still didn't know what, start a business, how. I didn't know, what, should I still be a nurse or a teacher? What do? I just don't know. And what I've learned is throughout the journey of being in the military, working in corporate America, getting cursed out every day, one thing I learned is you do not ask anybody, do they want to sell their items and have a garage sale? Because you're going to get cursed out, okay? But what I learned is that in the midst of all of that, whether it's working in education in the classroom, that you have to embrace that journey, and that's what prepares you for where you are. I wouldn't be where I am today had I not taken those steps and done all the different twists and turns. Even though I always fought the classroom, I was like, I'm not working with people, bad kids. I'm not going to do that. But God has a funny way of putting you right there, and then I realized that they need us too. They need us. We can't forget about them, right? And, I've done everything, whether you say, because in that moment, I thought I had found my passion. I thought I had found my purpose. But I realized the money and my passion just didn't match, okay? So I did like most. I added on other roles, by already being a wife, a mom of 4, a teacher, doing all this stuff, from Amway to Mary Kay, you name it, I did it. Electricity, I'm going up to people in the grocery store with my kids in the basket. And I'm literally like, hey, who's your electricity provider? Let me sign you up. Put your social right here. $0 deposit. They're like, okay, $0. My kids like, Mom, can we just get groceries? I'm like, no, I'm trying to get some money, okay? But all of that, I went through all of that, and I said, I realized I put in so much work for other people and other things that it's time for me to do it for myself. And that's what helped me to define my purpose. And that's why I ended up getting in the field of mental health, because again, if you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of you better than you? So, yes. So when you think about that, you have to know that when you are walking your identity and purpose, that you are saying yes more to yourself and no to others. So, turn and tell your neighbor, say no. No. Say I ain't doing it. Yes, and it feels good to say no sometimes, right? Especially when it's not in alignment. But the kids, when you know that you're walking in your purpose, you can easily say no to anything that's not in alignment. So now when people call me like, hey girl, I got this new, nope, it's not in alignment with where I am right now and what I'm doing. So I don't feel bad about saying no, because I know who I am and I know whose I am. But the problem before is I didn't know. So I was like, you can show me how to make some money. I'm in that thing as long as it's legal. I'm in that thing. I'm like, yes, I'll be there. But now I'm like, no, I can't. I cannot do it. I don't have the energy. I just can't, because it's not something that I'm passionate about. So identifying your identity and purpose is so important. Yes more to yourself and no more to others. So then we go to step 3. What is 3? You got to snap with it. Determine your real you. Yes. So that means that you have to officially remove the mask. You got to keep it real. You got to sit in it. Be real with yourself. Are the people that I'm hanging with, are the people that I'm surrounding myself, the conversations, is in alignment with where I see myself going? And if it's not, you got to remove yourself. But that comes with being real with yourself. And having those moments where you say, okay, weekly, monthly, quarterly, sitting down saying okay, this is not conducive to where I'm going. And one thing I learned last night at the VIP dinner is sometimes your circle is going to get small, and that's okay. But once God gets you to where you desire to be, you're good. You're good, because he's taking care of us the whole way through. We might not see it right now, but it's coming. It's coming. We got to keep the faith. Yes. So then the next step to being real with yourself, removing the mask, is you have to make sure that you affirm yourself. So talking to a lot of clients, they tell me, I don't like saying affirmations. But the reality of it is how can you expect someone else to affirm you if you don't even affirm yourself? So I want you to tell yourself right now, say, I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I deserve all that God has for me.
I deserve all that God has for me.
So when you walk through the door, you got to walk with your head held high because you know that everything that is in store for you is for you. And that's why, to be honest, we're all in here. We all have, most of us have written a book, but nobody's threatened by anybody because, hey, there's enough money for us all at the table. Yes. Yes. And we can all work together. Collaboration. Yes. Yes. So next, I like to call it the big four. Let me hear y'all say four. Four. Yes. And so first you have to schedule it. You have to schedule time with yourself. Okay, let me hear you say, I got to date myself. Yes. Yes, yes. So number one, you got to date yourself. Okay. Number two, you have to do the things that you enjoy doing. Okay, whether that's exercising, playing tennis, or bowling. Do things that you truly enjoy doing. Because when you're focused on everybody else, you forget about yourself. So then next, you have to set clear boundaries. Because if you don't set boundaries that you respect, no one else is going to respect the boundary if you don't even respect the boundary. Right. And then number four, we have to match energy. Let me hear you say, I'm matching energy. I'm matching energy. Yes. We have to stop pouring into people who refuse to pour into us. Period. Amen. We have to do it. Because if not, remember, they're going to run you dry, right? And then you don't have nothing to pour. Your cup is going to be empty, okay? It's going to be completely empty, okay? So, you might not even get that. So those are your four, okay? Then next, from there, you have to just remember that you are valuable and that you're worthy. Because if you don't remember that, you're just going to be torn and pulled here and there and there and there. So when life happens, that's how people get into depression and different things of that nature. Because they just been at this place where they're yes, yes, yes. And now it's like you feel like, okay, what about me? Who cares about me? And you do feel like that sometimes. But when you're doing the things that you need, doing things that you enjoy doing, and reminding yourself and having those check-ins, that reminds you, okay, it's already on the calendar for me to spend time with me. So I want everybody to close their eyes. And I want you to imagine that you are on the ocean. You're laying by the ocean. You can hear the water and the waves. Your kids are running around, they're having a good time. There's no drama in your life. You're finally at a place where you're delegating, you're asking for help, and you have identified your purpose. And you're at a place that you know the real you. Then you also have a personal butler and a personal chef. You're just living the life, like, yes. What I want you to do is open your eyes. And I want you to think about that last memory that was on your mind. And I want you to think about how can you make more of those memories be your reality? Because you can have it. It starts with your mindset of how you believe it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. So, Angela Davis said, I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change, but I am changing the things I can no longer accept. So if you said today, you know what, I'm tired of feeling like I got to do everything, not being able to mentally let go, not being able to delegate, I'm not asking for help like I need to be, or if you just want to spend time with me. But you can always, you can go to focusyoursuccess.com and you can download, the QR code should be up here, but you can download my 30-day actionable calendar on how to prioritize your mental health, which also gives you access to my free masterclass on the importance of prioritizing your mental health. Because if you don't take care of you, no one else is going to take care of you like you. So make sure you go to focusyoursuccess.com and download my 30-day actionable calendar on ways that you can prioritize your mental health so we can work together to keep a positive mindset. So, before I leave you today, I want everybody to take out their phone, which I see most of y'all already got. And I want you to snap a selfie. Snap a selfie of yourself. So I want y'all to remember this day. All right. And so I'm going to give y'all the phone number. The first 5 people actually, but the first person that sends me their selfie will get a copy of my book, Stop the Drama. And the 5th person that messages me their selfie will get a free strategy session with me. So I want you to also go to your camera part. I know y'all are doing that part, but I want y'all to go to your camera part and look at yourself. And I want you to talk to yourself in the camera, okay? I'm going to tell y'all what to say though. Okay, I want everybody to say it with me. Say, this day forward, I will prioritize me.
I will prioritize.
Y'all gotta say it like y'all mean it, because I don't think y'all really mean it. Okay, let's do it again. This day forward, I will prioritize me. Okay, that sounds good. I think we should say it one more time. One more time. All right. This day forward, I will prioritize me. All right. I am Brittany Petty, and I help empower entrepreneurs and educators to cultivate better relationships by prioritizing their mental health. Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Phone number 682-231-3. Oh, I'm sorry. 682. Thank you. 231-3547. So that's 682-231-3547.